Hey everybody, I'm Everyday Buddyfight, and this is a video testing out the new G-Boost Will deck of the Deity Dragon Tribe, or as they refer to it in the manga, it's Ace DraSky, whatever that means, but either way, new decks means new games, so let's try this stuff out. So the first game is up against Dual Golems, and since I get to go first, that means I actually get to use Teal Garga's ability, and I get to search out Garga. Buddy call Garga, and because I gained life while a card with G-Boost is on my field, I drop 2 of my opponent's gauge, which is pretty cool. It's probably why you want to go first in this deck. I'm going to pick our Oracle with another card that also lets you gain life during your turn, and I get to just check the top 3, keep lost of course, and then equip the item, which is a very useful card because it gets to call cards from the drop zone. But I'm just going to call Garga first, so I have a size 1 monster in my drop zone anyway. So G-Boost Will goes off, I get to draw a card, and I attack with Garga. Garga goes back to my hand after the attack, and I gain 2 more life, and I get to draw another card. I do not lost board, which, you know, go figure, right? So I'm going to call Teal Garga, not use the ability actually, to search out another Garga from my deck, and in case they gain too much gauge, I can just, well, I can't really do anything. None of the cards in my hand actually let me gain life, but it's still there, you know, just to be annoying. Dual Golems are a pretty aggressive deck, so honestly, any deck that can gain life is always useful against them, so they're going to do the usual stuff. Dangerwood actually got some pretty good cards, so he's going to actually draw quite a few cards. And so I'm kind of just waiting here, but of course, Garga does have good cards. For defense, Combat Deity War prevents restand if you have a card with G-Boost, or I think it's a Dragon actually. And also, there's another card, you pay 2 life to rest 2 of your opponent's cards. If you have a card with G-Boost, then your opponent can't stand. And of course, you're playing Garga, so there's your G-Boost. Free, you know, free stun is free, and that's always good. So pretty much for Xander's turn, there's no restanders. So at the end of attack phase, I'm going to call Garga from the drop zone, and then go straight into Lost World because I have enough cards in my hand that I really don't need anything else. But of course, you drop into 2 Epoch, so that's always fun, right? So I'm going to play the Suspect Dragon Glyph, which prevents my cards from being returned to my hand, which pretty much with the item, pretty much prevents them from being touched, period, which is always good. He's going to move to the center, but of course the G-Boost buffs are going to help me just attack over, but of course the attack redirector still gets a burn though, which is always enough. Garga goes back to my hand. I'm going to keep drawing cards, which of course there's a Lost Raider I would have wanted. So I'm going to attack with the item which has penetrate, but he's going to just dodge it, which is always annoying, but of course gain life and attack. I'm going to attack with Garga now and just, yeah, I'm going to just burn him out. He has no cards left on his field. Even if he drops a Buddy block, I can just burn him out. So it's all good. GG right there. Next game is up against Tyrants, which is a deck that gains a lot of life. So, you know, obviously a burn deck that also gains a lot of life is very useful for me. So he's going to just equip his Kishin Demon Slay from the deck, which is always oof. So he's going to get a ton of critical, and of course his other cards support him, so he's going to Tyrant Cerberus ability to get the Elgar Cerberus from his deck, which lets him gain more life when his item attacks, since his item has 4 crit. That's annoying for me, but as you can see, I have Combat Deity War and Buddy Block in my hand, so I'm not fearing too much. So yeah, he's going to attack with 5 crit, and he's going to gain a ton of life, so that's it for me. I have a 9 life deficit, which is always annoying. He forces him to discard, but I have multiple copies of Garga in my hand. Who really cares, right? I'm going to call Garga with Buddy Call. Sadly, I don't have Teal Garga yet. I'm going to just call Garga after I equip the item, and this is, even though I have a very bare minimum, I do draw into Lost World, which is always, you know, the best stuff to draw. So after the attack boost, I'm going to attack Elgar Cerberus, because as long as he has a monster, I can't rest his item. But, I mean, it doesn't really matter, I don't have a rest card in my hand, but you know, just in case, right? I'm going to check the top 4 with Gar E Grant, and just keep attacking him. Hopefully, I was hoping to draw into a size 1 monster, but sadly, I do not have a size 1 monster in my drop zone or in my hand, which sucks. But what can you do, right? So I'm going to keep attacking him. And of course, because he had a ton of life before, I am not able to kill him this turn or drop him low enough to really, you know, do anything that matters. But, you know, what can you do, right? He's going to gain back some life, drop some cards with his spells, and now he's going to, you know, just put in more souls into his item because, you know, it's how Tyrants work, you know, or at least how Danger World is. Get all those crits, man. That's going to get back a ton of life with his Breath of the... I don't actually know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. He can't destroy any of my cards because the item protects them, so his item's ability doesn't really matter. He does draw a card, though, which is annoying. And now he's going to put in Cerberus Ace, which gets a ton of crit, which is the worst. I can't rest his card, but I can use Combat Deity War to prevent his item from restanding, so I'm not really going to take a ton of damage. I do think we're going to Lost, but I'm like, I don't really have any other cards to go into, so not really. Yeah. Gargamon is not going to help me, so I have no size 1. I do draw into a monster finally, and G-Boost over lets me get into Gar-E Grants, and draw into Teal Gardra, which I can now call with Gar-E Grants and drop some of that gauge, but what can you do, right? So I'm going to keep drawing and do the whole usual shenanigans and, you know, gain all that life and do a lot of damage, and honestly at this point, yeah, he knows he's dead, so that's really the game. That's pretty much what the deck does. You overwhelmed by doing a lot of call, which is useful against particular decks, and which you will see in a bit. But he does use Body Block, like I said before, but it doesn't matter since I can just keep attacking him, and G-Boost ability will allow burn, and that's game. The final game is going to be up against Legend Dragons with their new triple buddy cards. He does do the double buddy call first to draw cards during his first turn, which is always useful, and just keep getting his cards back and search through his deck, do the usual Legend Dragon shenanigans. So Legend Dragons do have a counter to G-Boost Craft in Voltic Ra, because Voltic Ra does prevent restanding, so unless you can kill Voltic Ra on your first attack, you're not really going to be doing much else with G-Boost Craft. So how does G-Boost Will fare up? Honestly, I feel like it fares up better than G-Boost Craft, but it's still dependent on what cards you play. So after the triple buddy call, he's going to get even more cards in his hand, and now he's going to end his turn with Gauge and the cards in his hand, which, if you know what Legend Dragons do, is not fun. So I'm going to search the item first to prevent any cards that null, because I actually don't remember all the cards that they have, so yeah. Equip the item first in case of, you know, response. So I'm going to now Buddy Call Garga, which does let me gain life, which will allow me to drop Gauge. And now he's going to use the card that allows him to rest all my cards, but because it's still beginning of my turn, I can just keep drawing cards and keep seeing what I can do. Gar Oracle, draw me more cards, get more Gar Cats, because that's always fun. I have multiple copies of Gar Command, so haha, yay. Draw into Gar Raccoon now, which is annoying, but because the G-Boost stat buff does help, my 5,000 power goes to 10,000 power, which means I can attack over Voltic Ra, but sadly he nullifies the Retainer Shield, so I'm going to keep calling monsters. Gar Wyvern lets me call from the drop zone. Now he has only 3 cards left in his hand. Gar, come on, for another Gar Cat. Going to keep drawing cards and just hopefully wear him out. Now he only has 1 card left in his hand. Ha, psych, I have another Gar, come on, and yeah, that's always fun. I'm going to call Yuga this time because I do want more calls just in case. So Yuga's going to attack. He allows it to be destroyed because he only has 1 card left in his hand, other than Retainer Shield, so Yuga's ability goes off. I'm going to call Gar Raccoon and attempt to destroy Magma Horses. I'm not going to finish him off this turn. I do want to just get rid of the Dragods. And Yuga's Soul does allow me to also gain life and burn for 1. And I'm going to now return the card to my hand through Gar Raccoon's ability, which is fun. Gain more life and draw more cards. I actually did not drag out Glyph. Actually, I checked. I did not drag out Glyph, which honestly wouldn't really matter. I would just gauge and draw another card. So now, even though I pretty much removed most of his cards, he's just going to get all his cards back, which is super fun. And because he discards cards, let's get more gauge, he's going to do more stuff, but he only draws the double buddy call, at least, thankfully. He's going to destroy my set spell, which sucks. It does not protect itself. And with that, he's going to just get more cards back, which is super fun. So after the check 2 gauge check top, he's going to now go into his attack phase. I'm going to immediately activate my Source ability, even though Garga does have move just to protect my center with Garcat. And I drew into Buddy Block, which pretty much says I'm not dying this turn. I do use the Combat Deity War to prevent his card from restanding. He's going to destroy Garga instead. So I do have another card in my hand, which honestly, yeah, I did kind of sack. But what can you really do against some decks that just are annoying to play against? So Teal Gardra, and I'm going to Gar Oracle, which allows me to just kill his gauge in case he has any cards in his hand. And with the stuff in my hand, I am feeling pretty secure. I'm going to call Storm Guard Dragon. Even though I can't return his Dragots to the hand, I can return his other cards. Due to, in response to G-Boost, he is going to use Tara de la Ruse to try to return cards to my hand. He can only return monsters though, so my item is safe, thankfully. And Soul Guard does help. So after that, he thinks about activating another one, but he changes his mind, which, you know, what can you do, right? I'm going to attack first with Stormguard Dragon, and then in response to the end of battle ability, he's going to turn cards to my hand, which sucks. But I'm going to attack him with a sword first. But I do have Guard Command, haha! And with Yuga, yeah, I'm basically going to win. So that's DraSky. It's a very interesting deck since it does rely on burn damage, but also does give you enough life sustain and does have enough defensive cards that you are able to, you know, work around your opponent so it isn't just a straight up aggressive deck. However, since only one card exists with G-Boost Will, you are heavily reliant on that one card. So if you don't open it, you are kind of screwed a little bit. But yeah, I think this is a pretty fun deck, and that's all I can really say about that. See you later.